from the Milwaukee Suburban Conference. There's a good look at Kelly Giese. Giese pinned Carl Stelzer of Stoughton in 3 minutes and 30 seconds this afternoon in the semifinals in a heck of a match. And Popelka got here via a fall also as he flattened Jim Coulter of Janesville Craig in 3:24. Look at that, Kirby. Only 6 seconds difference between the two falls that they turned in this afternoon and earning their way to the championship round.
Right, and only, of course, the one defeat during the year to Giese. So they've got something like 63 matches won between them and only one loss. I think that I'm glad we're up about 8 or 9 feet away from the mat, Marsh. This looks like it's going to be a hauler. I watched those two semis this afternoon, and they look just great, both these boys.
Well, Popelka is a senior. He was the champion at 132 pounds last year, the Class A champion at 132 pounds. And Kelly Giese is only a junior. So actually he has a little bit less in the experience department, but that, of course, goes all out the window when you come into the tournament like this and you get the adrenaline going.
Right, and I expect all of the anti-Wisconsin Rapids fans are happy to know that Louis Bennett has somebody that's in the finals now that's capable of coming back here another year again.
Well, we're just about all set to go with this match, Class A competition. You saw Giese come out on the mat. He is a hard worker and he goes right at it.
And of course, Wisconsin Rapids trying desperately to win this championship. Every match that they wrestle is of vital importance now, and Giese is going to go and do his very best. We've watched them throughout the tournament, where all of the Rapids wrestlers, the same as Stoughton and all the other schools that are in contention, they are people that just keep going right down until the very last tick of the last second. Here comes Popelka in, and the referee says no. He stepped out of bounds as he stepped in to throw, but I think that's indicative of things to come now, Marsh.
Okay, Richard Metzler of Green Bay is the chief official. Richard Fish of Madison is the assistant or the second in command in this match. I mentioned that Giese was only a junior, and I neglected to say that he was 6th in the tournament in 1980, last year at 126 pounds, so I certainly don't want to slight him and say that he doesn't have that tournament experience, even though Popelka is a defending champion. Giese has been here too. So they both are very, very wary when it comes to championship wrestling.
Right, and they've been down around this field house before, all of them, in other tournaments that have been held. Here comes Giese in for a single leg. High crotch single leg, and he is not able to make it.
Oh, what a beautiful counter by Popelka.
Beautiful counter. He almost had him dead to rights. And here comes a counter. This is the thing that's so much improved, Marsh, over the years. Years ago, there would do not count against injury time, but anything else does. And you notice the official wind up the injury clock over there. They're permitted 2 minutes to repair an injury. Oh, and here comes Popelka with a throw. That did not count as the takedown, but he followed it up immediately by a tomcat move or a scramble around behind, as you could see, and that did count for 2. So with 17 seconds now, he moves out to a 2-0 lead on Kelly Giese.
So many times, Kirby, after coming off of an injury or a brief stop in the action, a wrestler will relax for just that second, as Giese did there, and Popelka took advantage of it.
Right. It's always something that one has to be aware of.
And he leads it 2-0 as we head into the second period. 132-pound Class A competition. Giese will be in the down position. He's from Wisconsin Rapids, and Wisconsin Rapids has virtually wrapped up the Class A championship here tonight. We don't have the final tabulations, but they have led it all the way. Stoughton has been running second, but it was a distant second, and probably at the conclusion of this match we will get an update. Should Giese win it, I would think that would just about wrap it up for Rapids.
Oh, it would, I think, but if I recall the last score I saw on that, Marsh, it wasn't quite as distant as that. It seems to me it was something like 92 to 89 that was handed down to us here. At this point, Popelka, of course, is in control, and with a 2-0 lead with 1:26 in the second period, looks to me like he has Kelly Giese pretty well dominated. I would think pretty soon here we're going to see an official calling stalling. If they're going to be consistent with what they've done, they'll call stalling on Giese because he's not moving out from underneath. Popelka very active with a bar arm here, and here comes Giese around. He's got himself a one-point escape. Popelka went to try and use the bar, Marsh, and in doing so, he opened himself, and Giese took immediate advantage of it. 2-1 with 53 seconds as they go out of bounds now, both in a neutral position. Ken Popelka of West Allis Central and Kelly Giese of Wisconsin Rapids.
Kirby, so much now of the experience that these young wrestlers have comes from clinics and camps that they go to in the summertime. A good example, Giese has been at the Wisconsin Rapids Wrestling Clinic, Popelka at the Illinois National Training Camp. They go to freestyle clinics in the summer. They learn those upper body throws. Some go Greco-Roman, some go freestyle. It's all experience, and it all helps them when it comes to high school wrestling.
You bet it does, and we see it here in the improvement over the years. There was a beautiful move on Popelka attempting a ankle pick, and Giese was capable of countering it and getting along out of bounds. They're back in the neutral position now, and you can see they're locked up, working, hand fighting.
Giese tried to go for the single leg, couldn't get it. I think that may be his primary move. He seems to go for the leg. Good move by Popelka, and he has him locked up now. And it's countered beautifully by Giese as they come to their feet. 4 seconds remaining in the second period, and this is a heck of a match. Popelka leads it by a score of 2-1. The champion from last year in Class A at 132 pounds. No, 31-1, the junior. Wisconsin Rapids from the Wisconsin Valley Conference. We haven't mentioned their coach, Louis Bennett, who has a dynasty of his own at Wisconsin Rapids. He's been there for 15 years. Ken Popelka, West Allis Central, coached by Dan Gaynor, who is in his 8th year.
It looked like Popelka was going to come firing right out of there. He went into a referee's position very quickly, ready to go. And as he did come to a sit-out, Giese countered it, hands under the arms, and followed it right through. He's up with a power half now and attempting to turn it, and we have a stalemate. If the official feels that there is nothing being accomplished when the legs have been put in that way, he's empowered to call a stalemate because there's not going to be an improvement. Now we'll see if Popelka once again goes to a sit.
1 minute and 30 seconds remain.
Yes,
Class A competition at 132 pounds. Popelka leads it by a score of 2-1.
He does go to a sit-out, turns in, and he now has picked up a point, so it takes it out 3-1. And he now moves in for a single, traps the leg, takes him down here, and now it's going to be Popelka by a score of 5-1. And as we go into the third period further and further, it looks like it's going to be more and more Popelka, Marsh. And of course we say that, and here comes Giese out to an escape.
The score in the match now 5-1. Popelka leads it. Actually should be 5-2 if they give him the point. The scoreboard hasn't registered yet. It's 45 seconds remaining here in the third and final period at 132 pounds in the Class A competition. If they gave Giese a point, I don't see it yet on the scoreboard.
I don't think they did. I thought he had come clear, and here comes Popelka with a side cradle. Putting his head in the side, attempting to turn him.
Popelka out in front, 5-1 with 25 seconds left. He is unbeaten in 32 matches from West Allis Central. It appears that he will win his second straight state championship.
Here we come. Giese just powered his way through that to a reversal.
8 seconds remaining, 7. Giese has to turn him and he won't do it. Popelka is fighting him off with 2 seconds, 1, and it's all over. And Popelka has won by a score of 5-3 in the Class A competition at 132 pounds. And right now, let's go to Randy Allen and Rick Lovinger on mat 2 with a Class B match.
And we're in the final minute of the third period.
For the 132-pound class. That's a good look at Bart Trainer of Osceola. He is the runner-up at 132 pounds in Class C. And the winner, who won by a fall, Scott Schmitz of Mineral Point. The runner-up in Class B, Fred Leisgang of Seymour, and the champion, Chris French of Amory. And in Class A, the runner-up, Kelly Giese, Wisconsin Rapids, and the winner, as you saw here, Ken Popelka of West Allis Central, the champion of the Class A competition. And Ken wraps up his high school career with a perfect record and an unbeaten record.